Okay.
My name is Frank Earl Fleming. I am a talent extraordinaire.
Yes! Yes!
Oh, and there we go!
It's a jingle! The Mets are the heart of New York. It beats in us.
There is no fucking heart! There is absolutely no fucking heart in this goddamn motherfucking team!
What is your favorite sport to watch?
Baseball, usually, except the Mets give me agita. And today we're going to be doing the Mango Tango. Do the Mango Tango. Do the...
What's up, guys?
All right, we're a little delayed. We wanted to make sure the unnamed show was finished, so sorry for that delay. And let me get this link tweeted out on Twitter. Hopefully soon we'll be able to get it up on my Twitter instead of Mikey's Twitter. But let's get ready to start. And what's going on this week?
What's
Look
up?
at this beautiful new format that Mikey set up. Do you like it, Frank?
Looks nice. I think it looks sharp.
Looks sharp. I love that.
So let me just ask you guys off the bat. A lot of people have been talking about your little skirmish last week, which was pretty standard from my seat. But how have you guys been?
Good. I feel like when those videos get out on air, it's kind of like a behind the scenes footage of Fleming Enterprises.
What do you mean get out on air? We were on a live show.
Exactly. When these fights happen on air, or they get pushed out or they're on camera, people I think overreact. I feel like, Frank, we've gotten those at least once a month, right? You'd say
Probably.
yeah, once a month. So, we almost got into it this earlier before the show because Frank got an email from someone and he thought he had to do something with it. Kind of crazy.
He was more yelling at technology, not at you. I will say, since that great fight between you guys, things have really been going great within the squad.
I don't think that's the case. I think that things have been.
Mikey's been taking it as an insult every time I say you're doing great. And he's like, I've always been doing great.
Nothing changed. Absolutely nothing has changed. Nothing. We were at the week before. We were at the top of Gaz's report. Like this week, we were hot in the streets. There's nothing that changed. Zero.
Do you not think that you didn't call Monday morning with more juice and pop than normal?
No, I see. That's the thing is I always do. I always call with Monday with something. Like you guys act like we don't have what.
Don't start doing you guys. Frank was the one yelling at you last week.
Guys, it's both you guys for sure because it's both you guys.
What'd I say?
You didn't say anything. That was kind of the kicker, but no big deal. On to bigger and better things. Right, Frank?
I think when you two are screaming at each other like fucking lunatics and you can't speak like normal adults, it's the normal thing to not put yourself in the middle of a fucking, bullfight.
Yeah, this is not normal adult world. This is Barstool. Right? Like that's kind of how I look at it.
This isn't even normal Barstool.
This is old school Barstool. This is how I feel about it. This is old school Barstool yelling. But last week, there were fights between every single producer and content person. There was Lucas getting in a fight. There was Max getting in a fight. Max getting in another fight. Me getting in a fight. I think it's the producers are ready to revolt. Did you guys see Nikki Clicky's idea of Rivals Week on the Yak?
No, I didn't see that.
I think it could be a good idea, Frank.
What is it?
Like a Clemmer versus Mincy thing, but it would be me versus you.
I need more details.
Of course, Frank. It's just an idea. It's nothing set in stone yet. It was just.
I need more details.
Of course, you need more details. Sound like my wife. All right, let's talk about this week. What did we have last week? Opening day was great. You have a good time?
Yeah, it was a good opening day. Mets had a 5-1 homestand despite having the absolute totally worst fucking player in the goddamn whole motherfucking MLB.
Okay.
A guy who's literally swings a pool noodle is more useless with a glove than Michael Jackson, and just is an absolute total stiff.
So what are the things that the Mets are doing right? Why are the Mets winning?
Good pitching. Bullpen's been terrific.
Pete Alonso's
been good. Soto isn't even playing well in these. Well, Soto isn't even playing up to his standards, but he's somehow getting the job done. Lindor had a great homestand. It's the hitting isn't quite there yet. Vientos is struggling. It's been cold as motherfuck. And that's basically how the Mets are doing.
Mikey, I will say, going to the game with Frank on Friday, it was by far the most enjoyable, I think, major sporting event I've been to him with one of his teams playing. Where like he went in, he wasn't expecting the worst, and then he got lucky with the home runs. But it was like a beautiful day. All the opening days I've gone to with Frank the last 2 years, which is 2, I freeze my ass off and spent like $200 on hoodies. So it was a pretty big W. It was a fun day. And shout out Pat.
Yeah, but the only thing that sucks is every day since then has been below 50.
Well, it's supposed to take a turn, right? It's supposed to get nice and warm.
Nope. The groundhog came back out, and it's going to be 7 more weeks of winter.
Do you need to hunt it?
Now we're talking about starts to the baseball season, and I think I'm going to sprinkle throughout the podcast today something that fans.
Arsenal versus Brentford.
Jesus Christ, Frank! You have your Amazon Echo telling you when the Arsenal are playing.
Alexa, thanks.
You rely so much on technology.
You don't say thanks to us.
You
say thanks to Alexa.
That's insane.
I see thanks to her because I get her to shut up.
It'll get
Otherwise-
us to shut up, Frank. What are you talking? If you say thank you to me,
You have more manners
shut up.
with
I
fucking
think
Alexa.
all
If
it
I
looks
don't
for
say
is
thanks, she'll keep repeating it over and over and over again.
No, but
All right, we're
just
gonna
you
start doing that.
know how to say thanks.
What?
That's like that was just jarring. I didn't think you had that in your bag. That's fucking. Whew.
Frank,
Well,
you rely
It's
so much
more
on
like no. If you don't say thanks, she'll repeat it like 7 times.
Good. I'm glad. Well, it's also insane that you have that update. Like that you need to know the Arsenal are playing. Like you could just look that up on your phone.
I can't believe he says thanks to her.
And
crazy.
no, I have it in my calendar, so it just gives me every calendar notification.
Frank gave me a compliment this weekend. I almost fell over. I told him, I was like, you do not do that when I'm standing. You have to wait until I'm sitting down.
Yeah,
to give me a
Mikey, you do
compliment.
not take compliments well.
I don't
But
take them
There
well.
was a shocking moment. Frank told Mikey at the end of a phone call to quote, "keep it up," and both Mikey and I, like, pretty much had panic attacks. We weren't sure what was going on.
Fucking insane. But yeah, Frank, you rely on technology so much, and the fact that you hate it so much, I don't think you could survive in any other era. Like if we picked you up and we took you to 1584, you're lasting 3 days. If we took you to 1779, you're lasting 3 days.
And then you and me
1840,
would last
3 days.
2 days keeping him alive, and then he would perish on the 3rd after we were both dead.
Yes, 100%. 100%. And we would be executed in the worst way, probably the worst way. Frank, when you took me to the torture museum, what was your favorite torture
That is a good question. Mechanism
mechanism? There you go.
or method.
Frank, please. Someone's
Oh
gotta
God, I
put-
got another email about this damn deleting the social media stuff.
Frank, why are you checking your emails
Why?
in
Yeah,
the middle
fucking
of your
get-
live
Frank,
show?
you're on a
What was
podcast.
it
Getting
wrong
the
with
notifications for them.
you? You're going to call the pharmacy and make sure you get like a prescription refilled too? Like, what are we
Frank,
doing?
there is.
Grocery
All right,
shopping?
I'm reading that email right now. It's general tips. There's nothing that
Oh.
you need to worry about right now.
Why is everyone checking their emails?
I'm
Mikey,
checking
I know
on
you're
Frank's
checking it.
screen. We
I
got the
know,
same
I know,
email
I know.
out of the
Now,
blog.
one thing I want to talk about is we talk about the start for the Mets, and people have been asking me to do a standings board update. So I think we could incorporate a nice little standings board update into the MLB start. So this will be like a whole broad view of MLB. So far, the American League East, the Blue Jays are in first, despite getting swept by the Mets. They just
Great
swept
podcast.
Boston. So we got the Jays in first, the Yankees in second.
Frank, can you do a little more Bob Barker, like you're showing?
Hey, Frank,
showing
it would
us the
also
board?
help if you lifted it so the camera could see. That'd be great.
Oh
Oh, yeah, I know. It pisses you off that the viewers need to see what you're fucking doing.
Well, I thought I was showing it to them. The red.
That's
I
good.
feel like I'm on an episode of Tank
That's
Cooks.
great.
Hey, Mikey, edit this, and there's no
Keep going.
food in there.
Keep
It's just
going.
half of your head.
Don't listen to Mikey, but
The Red Sox are in third. We got the Orioles in last. The Orioles off to a surprisingly shitty start, and the Rays playing at Yankees Spring Training Stadium are in fourth. The Tigers are off to a good start. They're the only team with a winning record in the Central, the probably the worst division in baseball. We got Tigers, followed by the Royals. This is so hard to do while pointing at the camera.
I'm glad you did it.
All right. After that, we got the Guardians in third. The Twins are in fourth. I could show it at the end.
You know what, Frank? That might be a good idea. That might be a good idea.
The White Sox at fifth because it's making it take longer trying to show it up at the camera at the same time.
Oh man, that's got to be frustrating.
So we got the Tigers, the Angels, surprisingly 7-4, followed by the Astros, the Mariners, and the don't call it Sacramento, soon to be Vegas, used to be in Oakland Athletics. And there's your American League standings. Now we go to the National League where the Phillies are in first.
Didn't we just say we're doing this at the end of the show?
Also, just for the record, everyone, this is for anyone that doesn't have access to specifically the internet sites that share the standings.
The Mariners are third, and the Atlanta Braves are 2-9, not looking fine.
I know that you're happier, right?
Oh no! Oh no! We got the Royals in. We got the Cubs in first so far, 9-6. The Brewers second. We got the Cardinals in third. We got the Reds in fourth, and we got the fucking goddamn motherfucking Pittsburgh Pirates with their piece of shit owner. I mean, Bob Nutting is a piece of shit. In the National League West, where almost everyone is off to a great start, the Padres are in first. The Giants are in second. The Dodgers are actually in third. The Diamondbacks are in fourth, and the Rockies are going to be in last place, and they will not move from last place. This is the Rocky Mountain Low. There we go. There is your National League standings as we get to start. And people have been asking for standings updates, so I think doing this is a nice little segment. Now we get to move on to the next segment.
So,
Frank's fall.
Frank's fall. Frank, you took a fall this week. How did that go?
Well, I
Was
got
it
my
a drunk
phone.
tumble?
I got my phone notifications on, so I got my Bluetooth.
Mikey, guess whose fault it was?
Hand up. Yeah.
So I got my
You have a phone in your pocket that's on.
yeah,
Go on.
and I got my Bluetooth on, and every time I get a message, I get a sign messages. So I get to these New Jersey Transit stairs at the Watsessing train station in Bloomfield, New Jersey, and these stairs are old concrete, kind of like uneven. And so I'm going down to the train, and as I hit the stairs, all I hear is every step I take messages, 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 and
Frank's two producers working at about 9:45 a.m. for Frank. That's what the messages were. But go on, Frank.
so
Basically,
and I'm
we tried to
also
kill him.
also my feet feel kind of weird because I'm wearing socks. Messages.
You bought socks?
So I get to the last stair, and the last stair there's no railing on. It's just a giant curb, and so the staircase ends, and you can actually see what I did in my hands.
Oh, geez, Frank, that's brutal. So if we weren't texting you, you wouldn't have fallen? Is that
Yes.
what I'm understanding?
That and the socks.
And so the last stair is like this corner thing there, and I'm walking, and I thought it was just on the sidewalk. It said there was another curb and another like a 7-inch drop, and I just fell flat. Luckily, I landed right on my hands, and I got these 2 bruises on the palm of my hand. Yeah.
I'm so happy that it happened because you can't clap anymore. And for anybody that knows,
Yeah, Mikey, you can't set him up like that. The dude had a blister that would put most people in a hospital for like half of winter and didn't even bring it up.
Someone says this layout needs a Fox NFL robot. I'm fucking.
Hey, Mikey, you thought I couldn't clap?
What?
Wrong.
Oh my God. What is wrong with you?
You don't gotta get that close to the camera. I'm right next to you. I can see you.
Wrong.
I'll also say when fights like last week happened, like in terms of me just not saying anything, it's like it's a very standard issue within Fleming Enterprises. I think what, Mikey, not to speak for you, but tell me if I'm wrong, what will actually make us lose our minds is when things happen like Frank falls down the stairs in New Jersey. And then when I call him, he's like, well, I kept getting texts from you and Mikey. He's like implying that we like knocked him over.
No,
that's where you start to lose it.
We basically pushed him. We basically pushed him down the flight.
We shoved him down the staircase. Yeah.
Every text message that vibrated it caused enough force for Frank to fall. That's exactly what it was.
I called him and he immediately was like, yeah, those you messaged me quite a bit. I fell down the stairs.
Kelly Young, thank you. I know you were expecting to see Tony Stark. I guess I could bring it up. I bought these glasses. I was going for a red lens look, and it's just not working out. I can show you guys. What do we think? Do we think that the red glasses is a
make sure you don't have anything you don't want in that reflection? Don't be cheating on the dozen.
What do you guys think? You guys think it's fine?
Yeah.
I think you're a handsome boy.
All right. Well, I'm going to rock it for as long as I can until they break. But I bought 3 pairs of red glasses, so I'm a red glasses guy. What else we got? Frank, we got the national championship. What did you think of the game?
I thought Duke's collapse on Saturday was one of the most stunning things I've seen. I thought Duke was the best team in the tournament. I thought Duke was going to win. They should have won. And I think, and the same thing happened to Houston on Monday. I think these teams get leads. They rely on the 3-point shots. And then Houston against Duke just went into a press. So Duke, instead of trying to break the press, wanted the game over. So they just let the clock bleed. And then Houston was able to make so many good defensive plays that they trapped Duke into making bad shot after bad shot. Instead of just playing normal basketball.
You know what the quote is that I always think of, Frank, in those situations? Because it's exactly right. Like when a basketball team's basically trying to run out the clock and have long possessions. Phil Jackson used to coach Mikey Butt's team. I don't know if you knew that, Mikey. I know you're a big Krause guy. Used to say, you got to play to win. You can't play not to lose.
Yeah.
And when you play not to lose, that's how you end up collapsing.
I have my saying.
Well, compared to Phil Jackson, this carries a lot more weight. So go on.
If you sit on a lead, you shit on a lead.
That's a good lead. Yeah, that's
good
saying. Yeah.
And Houston was the same thing, but what Houston down 2 couldn't even get a shot off with 14 seconds left. The guy they tried a deep 3-pointer because that's all they know is to make 3-pointers. 3-pointer. Instead of tying the game, maybe extending the game, maybe going to overtime. Okay, we blew the lead, but now we're in overtime. Let's take the game back over and let's get back to what we were doing right. But instead, this guy went up, got a good defensive run out, and got caught in the air, so he couldn't touch the ball. Otherwise, it'd been a double dribble. So he had to let the ball fall, and it was just like the most crazy.
It almost looked like Carolina Georgetown after Jordan hit the shot, and the guy passed it to James Worthy because he thought he was his teammate.
That was an accident. This was
a choke. They're both chokes.
This was worse.
Yeah.
And
throwing the ball to the other player's team is pretty fucking bad. Getting caught up in the air when you're about to be blocked. That's also bad, but I don't know. I feel like at least
the way that he's like can't touch the ball, and that nobody else came over to help because everyone is just
full team
going for a 3-pointer, and with 14 seconds left, you try the 3, and if someone's open, you go for the tie. Why not?
So let me ask one last question, then we should keep rolling. Maybe jump to Devils. But Frank, do you think deep down Coach K was happy that they lost? Because it's like, if they'd Coach K, they would have won.
Yeah, 1,000%.
I kind of felt
Now
that
you
way.
talk about the Devils.
They can't do it without me.
Yes, let's skip down to the Devils. We already did the Mets, and we got like 15 minutes.
Go to the
The
Devils.
Devils, well.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Well, I don't think there's as many changes as because the
So, Frank, you need to say something funny or entertaining for every single standings update. Otherwise, you're literally just reading the standings.
Yeah, well, it was a little hard with that first one.
No, but jazz it up.
Yeah, yep, I'm gonna do that.
Okay, go and do
Okay.
that.
So the Devils clinched the playoff spot, backing into the playoffs after a game on Tuesday, which was the most pathetic fucking piece of shit, goddamn motherfucking feeble fucking goddamn piece of shit, horrible, pathetic, putrid. What the fuck was that performance against a Bruins team that coming in had lost 12 of their last 13 fucking games? So Devils clinched because the Rangers have choked. Rangers, congratulations, another year of absolutely fucking being pathetic. Only one championship in 85 years with the Edmonton Oilers players.
Love that.
NHL standings, we're 1 week left in the season, and here we go. We got can you see it?
There's some jazz. I like the sounds.
We got the Leafs are hanging strong as the top team in the Atlantic. The Lightning look like they're going to have that nice home Game 7 against the Panthers because both are in at 2 and 3. We got the Senators clinching a wild card at 4. The Canadiens are looking strong to make the playoffs as a wild card. Red Wings are probably just about done. Could still make the playoffs, but need the Canadiens to collapse. We got the Sabres and the Boston Bruins. They're in ruins. Except when they play the Devils and win 7-2 because the Devils didn't give a I mean, what the fuck was that? Seriously.
Devils lost like all their best players and had the heart to still make the playoffs. Can't give them any credit.
That game was pathetic.
Pathetic. It was pathetic. It was.
We got the Capitals in the first. They got the basically the number 1 seed in the East. Hurricanes will play the Devils in the second in the first round. Obviously, Devils will be on the road for the big games. We got the Islanders in 4th, the Rangers in 5th, and the Blue Jackets in 5th. The Rangers dropping to 6th. Strangers to the cup. Another year of the Rangers fucking suck. Okay, in the Central, the Winnipeg Jets are hanging on to the President's Trophy. Dallas Stars were afraid of winning the President's Trophy, blew a 5-2 lead in the final minute the other day, said that we're not going to win the President's Trophy, so they're probably going to finish second. We got the Avalanche in 3rd. We got the Wild are in 4th. They were free falling for a while, but they're trying to hang on to that wild card spot. We got the Blues, who were playing well but lost their last 2. And then we got the Utah Hockey Club eliminated, the Predators eliminated, and the Blackhawks, well, the Blackhawks continue to be down. Okay, we got the Vegas Golden Knights in 1st. Look like they're going to win that division. We got the Kings in 2nd. The Oilers haven't quite clinched the playoff spot yet, but they're looking good in 3rd. We got the Flames. They're going to struggle. They have to get in the wild card, and everyone else is eliminated, including the Canucks, the Ducks, the Kraken, and the Sharks, who are going to be probably the worst team in the NHL this year for the second straight year because their general manager is the brother of Chris Greer.
And anybody who couldn't see Frank when he was moving it, yeah, there you go.
Basic Google search. Basic Google search.
They want me to do it my style.
Nothing will ever be as good as the time I knocked over your fucking beads for your fantasy football cameos. That's probably one of the worst times Frank's ever screamed at me.
One of my helmets fell.
The worst one is when the worst Frank screamed at me is when I rolled down the window. Remember when I rolled down the window?
Yes.
When I still had the flags on the car.
The worst he ever screamed at me was when I had to deliver the bad news that Barstool wasn't going to give us a $50,000 budget to go to every MLB ballpark over the summer with no sponsorships lined up.
And we were on the phone before. We thought he was going to be totally fine with it. Let me fix the layout really quick.
Yeah, that was an ugly one.
Yeah, that was terrible.
So Frank, NBA playoffs. Do you think the Lakers are a lock?
Yeah. And let's take a look at this.
Oh boy.
No.
All right, we got 10 minutes. We got to get to Ask the Tank.
Well,
This
God,
one is a little quicker.
That one actually hurt my hand.
Oh, sorry we did that to you.
We got the Celtics. They've clinched the division. Knicks. We got the Knicks in second. The Raptors in third. But they're eliminated from the playoffs.
This is like the first episode of SportsCenter.
We got but people wanted the goddamn thing. And the 76ers are in fifth. Thanks to Joel Embiid taking the season off. Load management, you know. We got the Cadavers. Best team in the East. Number 1 seed. I bet you they choke. We got the Pacers. All of a sudden, the Bucks are getting a little hotter. They're now fifth overall, but they've passed the Pistons, who are 6th. What a great season by the Pistons. And even though they're in last place, they're in the play-in is the Bulls. Just the Southeast Division all suck. I mean, mid, suck, super suck. All right, then we got the West. You see, they want it this way. So we got
Yeah, by the way, really quick,
we got the Nuggets, who fired their coach, so the Lakers could get an easier path to the finals. We got the Timberwolves, followed by the Portland Trailblazers and the Utah Jazz, who go to bed at night and have visions of Cooper Flagg dancing in their head. We got the Clippers. We got the Lakers in first, and they're going to get every call in the playoffs. We got the Clippers in second, 5th overall. We got the Warriors. We got the Kings, and we got the Sundown on Phoenix. Boy, is there anyone that's a better Bradley Beal on the steal? I mean, you want to talk about highway robbery? It's Bradley Beal. That contract he has in Kevin Durant. You know how many fucks he gives? He gives 0 fucks. I saw someone talking about the Knicks should trade for Kevin Durant. I think that person who suggested that should watch the scene from Billy Madison, because that's the stupidest thing I've ever heard. And then we got the Rockets, the Grizzlies. Rockets good in position for the playoffs. The Grizzlies are in good position. The Mavericks, despite all their problems, are in the play-in. The Spurs and the Pelicans, and there's your NBA standings. And people have been asking for it, and it's back. So
You
a nice
did
way
it
to
efficiently.
incorporate it into some shows.
Thank you, Charles Barkley. We appreciate it.
Did you see Mikey Frank's Magic Johnson tweet during the Mets game when he wanted to be angry but he couldn't, and he was like, Pete Alonso is not batting well, but he is getting on base.
No, Soto.
Soto.
Yeah.
It's one of my favorite Frank tweets I've ever seen.
Frank just
Soto's not playing his best, but he's still getting on base.
Yeah, he'll take it takes a second. It's a new team, except if you're Kyle Tucker. But yeah, new team. He's already set in on a contract.
Yeah, and it's been cold as a motherfucker, and his presence has helped Pete Alonso. So
I'm just glad this podcast isn't in October, because then we would have NFL playoffs or NFL standings, and that'd be something.
If it was in October, we wouldn't have NBA and NHL.
Yeah, dumbass. Know your seasons. October, you'd have everything.
Yeah, October, you'd have everything. What are you talking
Good
about?
call.
But then baseball would only be in the playoffs.
Yeah, but it's still baseball.
Mikey takes the W. Mikey takes the W.
Yeah, take the W. Frank.
Yeah, sorry.
Let's talk about the NBA playoffs, because I think for the last, actually, I'll let Jenks go on this, because I do have a take on everybody talking shit about the NBA. I agreed with it up until the last month and a half. I think they finally.
I honestly think your opinion's more valuable than mine, Mikey, because since November, if I'm just being honest, I really haven't watched NBA. But it doesn't surprise me, because what you were saying was that, what was it, the Kings and Pistons game last weekend was generational or something like that.
Monday night.
And one of the things that they do every year at the end of the year is they call less fouls and they start to gear up the refereeing for the playoffs.
Yeah,
so
but
you start to see more physicality.
Right now,
so I agree it's better. But for me, the fundamentally, and I even saw it in the fucking national championship game, basketball, there's no back to the basket offenses anymore. It's all penetration, kick, or pull up, shoot threes, shoot threes, shoot threes. And it's not the basketball I grew up on. So it's like a preference thing. I'm not even like shitting on current. It's just not what I grew up on and what I love.
I will say though, if you do watch the Pistons play basketball, it is, and I'm a Bulls fan, so it's hard for me to admit this, but it is probably some of the best basketball that you could watch right now. Yeah, dude, they're fun.
Does anybody play? And I'm not being argumentative. I'm genuinely asking. Does anybody play like back to the basket? Do they have any big men? Do they do any...
all the time? And then, dude, Jalen Duren. People are sleeping on Jalen Duren. He is a old-fashioned kind of, I think he can shoot threes, but he's an old-fashioned kind of center, and he'll get you 12 to 14 rebounds a game, and most of his points are just layup shots or dunks. Like, the guy goes to the rim. And Jalen Duren is a player that I wish I had on my basketball team.
Well, right now, I think Scott Foster, he's limbering up those hamstrings, really practicing the whistles to make sure the Lakers get to the NBA championship.
I mean, I can see that.
He's going to do Scotty Foster dance. Do the Scotty Foster.
He invented the Scott Foster dance yesterday. It was electric.
Never seen.
Now, before we get to Ask the Tank, I think we should address the Miami Dolphins.
Tyreek Hill pulling the Michael Jackson.
Oh,
this guy is a problem. This isn't the first time.
It's not the last either.
Can I say something, Frank? You've always been very clear that you have zero tolerance for domestic violence, violence against kids, that sort of stuff. I agree with it. I just keep it sweet and short. I think if you get charged, you should be suspended indefinitely. I think if you get convicted, you should be banned from the league. The shield is much bigger than any one player. The fact that the current system, you could get suspended as little as 6 games for beating somebody up in your house.
It's the wheel of punishment.
I will
say
think
it's crazy.
I don't agree with the charge. I think that they should wait, and if they are guilty or if they have anything, then yeah, 100%.
But I think it's coming to a point now where he's been charged multiple times. I think he got a 3-game suspension when he was in Kansas City.
Yeah.
And
it's a disgrace.
It's
a disgrace.
He had 5 children this year. He's got like 13 overall with 13 different women. He's now getting a divorce from his wife, who, and by the way, his brother-in-law plays for the Saints.
Mm-hmm.
Carol.
Where does that correlate?
No, his brother.
Anecdote.
Okay.
No, his wife. His wife is actually the sister of another NFL player.
Yeah. Okay.
So.
Well, I think that's all disavow and
what it is the Dolphins just got a problem with this guy. This is a team that looks like it's going to be bad, and it's a point now.
Devils made the playoffs. Mets are doing well. You can't just go Dolphins rant right now. I mean, we're in.
No. I'm just saying. I just got to bring this up, and just because people will want me to talk about Tyreek Hill.
Yeah, no.
When's enough?
Disgrace.
When's enough?
All right.
Ask the Tank time. Or do you want to do some news from the world first?
I think we're going to skip the news from the world because there's nothing good.
We're timing it perfectly. We got 3 minutes of Ask the Tank. Let's hammer.
Raccoons and fucking alligators, and you know what I'm
We'll
saying?
be opportunistic.
We're at 33 minutes, so it's not like we're at 40 yet.
Yeah, but we don't want to go up against the Yak, so we'll go and Ask the Tank.
Yeah. All right. Question from, speaking of the Yak, shout out TJ's dad. How often do you buy new walking shoes, and what is your preferred brand / model?
No free ads.
No free ads.
No free ads. No free
but
ads.
you still say what you wear. No free ads.
No, but that's a free ad, so just pass. He doesn't wear socks. That's the shoes he wears.
All right.
I'll tell you this.
He wears Hey Dude.
I'll go with this. I won't say the brand. I like slip-ons.
Okay.
Like slip-ons, hates flip-flops.
He's a high heels guy.
He's a high heels kind of guy.
I like these comfortable slip-ons. I love these shoes, and I probably buy about 3 or 4 pairs a year. I might go every 3 or 4 months.
The answer is show me the money.
Oh, also, guys,
we're looking for a good sponsor, a good shoe sponsor.
Since you guys, since we're live, you guys could ask questions in the comment section, and I'll try to read those off too. Devils, Hurricanes, first round prediction.
Hurricanes in 5.
Okay. How much leeway does Brett Beatty get, considered he was once a top prospect?
Leeway's gone. It's over. He came up in 2023, showed a little bit of 2022, showed a little promise, hit some home runs at the end of the season, didn't play much. He was terrible in 2023. He was terrible in 2024. He actually got sent back to the minors, and every time they sent him back down to the minors, he hits. Then he came back when they sent him back down to the minors last year, he hit, and the Mets played better once he was gone. He's playing second base. Jeff McNeil's hurt, so when McNeil returns, he's got to go down to minors. Right now, they have Acuna and Beatty kind of in a platoon. I think at this point, you got to play Acuna every day because I don't think I think Acuna's young. He has the leeway. If he struggles, then you send him back down to minors, and it's not a punishment. But with Beatty, it's no. He's showed time and time and again he can't handle it. He had a great spring, but he just can't handle his. He literally looks like he's swinging a pool noodle. He strikes out looking, or he struck out in 1/3 of his at bats so far this year. He doesn't. He looks. Yeah, he has no confidence, and worse off, he's terrible in the field. His area yesterday.
He was very nice. He was very nice when you asked for his autograph.
Yeah, well, it was nice.
I'm just saying, he's a nice guy. He is a nice guy.
I want him to do well.
Yes, there you go.
It's
That's
to
nice.
the point where it's got to the point where it's just not going to happen.
Okay.
It's just not. He's either a 4A player or he just can't handle New York. A change of scenery, maybe he'll find a spot playing in less pressure. Maybe he'll be traded to the Oakland. Don't call me Oakland. Currently playing in Sacramento, but don't call me Sacramento. Soon we'll be in Las Vegas Athletics.
All right. Well, that's how much leeway Brett Beatty has now. He has no leeway.
No, all the leeway is gone.
All right.
Just said 0.
Do you think Brett Beatty is a big Chappelle Roan fan, Frank?
Why more? No, the next question. Don't let him do another Brett Beatty rant. It's gonna be redundant.
I just do you think he's a fan? That's all I'm asking. So one answer, yes or no.
I don't know. I hope not.
Josh Allen or Jim Kelly?
Jim Kelly.
Is Brett Beatty worse than Max Moroff?
Max Moroff never really played. So.
Well, you also compared Brett Beatty to a dead person.
Yeah, well, I'd rather have Joe Morgan playing second base right now than him.
Jesus Christ. All right, I got 2 more questions. What hat will Verlander wear when he goes to the Hall of Fame?
I think he wears a Tiger hat.
Okay. And then Bears record prediction.
I don't want to talk about record predictions for the NFL now.
It's too early. It's fine, Frank. The Bears are going 12-5.
Prediction. I bet they don't win more than 7 games.
That's
I disagree with you, Jenks. I disagree with you.
All the Vegas guys, for the first time, all the Vegas guys are like,
oh god.
I need to see the draft. I need to see if there's going to be any other, because there's also a couple of trades that will probably be made in June, July.
Yeah, I think the Bears are going to either be aggressive and try to jump because they have 2 second-round picks and that number 10 pick, or they're gonna, if they don't like what they see at 10, they're gonna fall back.
We got the draft coming up in a couple of weeks, of course.
You'll be in town?
Yep. Haven't got my tickets yet, but I'm supposed to be doing the NFL drafting again.
Beautiful.
And here's my prediction for the Dolphins draft. They trade down and then trade back up and lose picks in the process.
It's smart. I get that.
I love that.
It's a career move.
Because never underestimate the sheer unadulterated incompetence of Chris Greer.
So true. Some girl just said, I volunteer to go with Jenks to his Italian villa. Mamma mia. I guess we could talk about that really quick before we leave. I guess, Jenks, thoughts? Would you like to bring this girl, Nicole Volman?
I would love to, Nicole. Unfortunately, it looks like the whole plan has fallen apart, and I'm not going.
Oh, what happened?
Just a lot of bad things.
Ah, shit.
Okay, well, we could hopefully move you. You'll go sooner than later, we hope.
Yeah.
So Operation Get Jenks to Italy 2025 is still alive. And I don't think that's a ring girl, guys.
I basically
That's
been
not the ring
told.
girl.
You know what's sad is? I think Rough and Rowdy's officially dead now. So
I think
Mikey,
it is. Last champ.
you are the last match in the last Rough and Rowdy.
Here I am. That's me. Last champ. I got the last gold jacket.
Because
There's rumors I can't confirm or deny that I may have gotten into a little bit of a fight with Security Mike in the lobby, as
That's
friends,
also
of course.
true.
But,
And I might have actually done a lot better than you would have expected.
But sadly,
Maybe.
nobody. It doesn't look like there's going to be another Rough and Rowdy, and it's unfortunate but understandable.
Well, I wish that Patrick Mahomes' dad didn't back out, but whatever.
Mikey, it means you're the last winner ever.
Yeah, that's what I am.
And it ended with the melee.
It ended with a brawl. Shout out the boys. Shout out Mikey Betts Mafia.
That was the last night I felt
But
alive.
I'm sure we'll have great other events coming up, and more events, and it's just moving on.
Yeah, I agree. All right. Well,
Honestly, how much more can we do in West Virginia?
I want to go.
You said
tonight.
it. Hey, Frank, you said it. If I like Wheeling, I like people from
I
Wheeling.
like West Virginia people, but we
don't you guys shit on West Virginia? It's a magical
but
place.
we've done the same fighters. We needed something. We need something that if we're ever going to probably do something like that again, we probably need to spice
Don't be
it up
selfish.
somehow.
It's not all about the boxing, Frank. There's
Wait,
also
Frank,
the social
hold
side of Rough and
hold
Rowdy.
on. Jenks got into Rough and Rowdy. Mikey got into Rough and Rowdy.
Dogs
got into Rough and Rowdy. Frank.
Yeah, well,
Frank sends all of his people into war.
Yeah.
Well, let me put it this way. Doug's was what was he, 35? My Jenks was 34 when he fought. You were 24 when you fought.
29, but thanks for years. Do you know how old I am?
Yeah,
He's
you're
off by half a decade.
You're going to be
He's
30
off
this
by
weekend. Happy
half a
birthday.
decade.
I'm going to be 30 this week, Frank. Yes. If anybody in the comments, if you guys want to come to New Buffalo, Michigan, and turn
But-
on,
But yeah, the bottom line
He's
is
turning 25.
I'm going to be 50 in November,
okay, so we'll get you in a seniors match.
so I'm not fighting anybody.
The problem is once somebody put a hand on you, me and Mikey would go and get fucking arrested.
World scenario, Frank, right here. Steve Cohen walks up to you. I challenge you to a fight. He's 68 years old, or 68 years old.
We want to make peace. We want to make peace.
We've been trying to make peace. Frank has been speaking very nicely about them, except for Brett Beatty. Hopefully, Steve Cohen just doesn't like Brett Beatty.
And well, I'm not the only one. So the only thing is that everyone's bad mouthing Brett Beatty. Everyone.
All right. Well, I think. Do we have anything else, Frank?
Nope. I guess we'll see you next week. We'll eventually find a good time to put this in, and maybe we'll do more live shows. I like how this. I like the new layout, though. I do like the new layout.
Nice job, Mikey. Sorry if that offends you. You've been doing a good job the whole time. Whole
time been doing a good job, but I appreciate it. All right. I'll see you guys. We'll see you guys next week. Thank you for the birthday wishes, guys. See you guys next week.
All right. See you later.
All right.